coming to get you, Barbara.
David,
Yes,
things are coming.
they are. There's lots coming. It's that time of year when the things come, and they're both scary and science fiction-y. That doesn't work. Scary and amazing. Scary and cool. I don't know. Whatever. Things are coming.
Things are always coming, even though it is October and there seems to be a plethora of bad stuff that I don't want to talk about coming out. I do have something good that I want to talk about.
Yes.
Have you heard of Five Nights at Freddy's?
Freddy, like not Freddy Krueger. Is it Freddy Krueger? No.
No, but as soon as I saw it, that's why I was like, is this some kind of, one of those trailers that somebody put together to make you think it's a movie coming out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I hate those things. No, Five Nights at Freddy's, I looked at it and I was like, this doesn't really look like a horror movie. It's going to be in theaters October 27th. So it's coming out shortly before Halloween. So they're promoting it as a horror movie. And the premise sounds comic, but the trailer is definitely not comedy. Or at least they're not playing it up that way at all. It gives me like a 1980s Gremlins kind of feel, like a Joe Dante vibe. It's apparently based on a video game that I know nothing about. It's directed by Emma Tammy. The only thing I know that she has done is a movie called The Wind, which is on my list to watch, but I just haven't gotten around to it. It stars some people, though, that we're familiar with. It stars Josh Hutcherson from The Hunger Games.
Yep.
It stars Matthew Lillard from Scream. And it stars Mary Stuart Masterson.
Really?
Yes. And, we've been talking about her because she was the little girl in the Stepford Wives. Remember, her dad was in the Stepford Wives. Anyway, the synopsis is the film follows a troubled security guard as he begins working at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza overnight to watch the building. While spending his first night on the job, he realizes the animatronic costumes that reside aren't just robots. They're alive. And they look like, the banana splits. I mean, if you look at that picture behind me, they're like these teddy bear robots and I don't know, different kinds of animals. The trailer looks great. You need to, when we get done here, you should go watch the trailer because it looks very entertaining. And I don't seem to be able to find any reviews yet, but it's on my list. It's coming to get me. So
it's like if Big Bear Jamboree at
Country Bear Jamboree,
Country Bear Jamboree came to life, kind of thing. Okay.
Oh my God, that's a great. I would much rather see the Country Bear horror movie though.
Okay, I'd never heard of it, so that's interesting. Mine is much anticipated, I think. However, I just saw the trailer like yesterday and went, "Oh my gosh, I've got to talk about that for Coming to Get You." And we both liked the original. This is not a movie; it's a series, and it's season 2 of Loki, which starts October 5th.
Yeah, it sure does.
And it looks very interesting and very good. The trailer.
You're not going to like it. It's going to have to do with multiple universes.
Oh yeah, I know. I won't like it, but I liked the first. I liked elements of the first series, and I liked the production value of the first series. I like the casting of it. So, I mean, the synopsis of this one is vague enough to say, okay, it basically reads the second season sees Loki working with Mobius M, Hunter B-15, and other members of the Time Variance Authority to navigate the multiverse in order to find Sylvie, Ravonna Renslayer, and Miss Minutes. It is considered part of Phase 5 of the MCU. What I did find interesting is Eric Martin is now credited as the head writer. Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead are leading the directing team. Aaron Moorhead was the writer.
Oh my God, I love them.
Yeah. So it looks like it's going to be an interesting creative team behind this one. And that should be, we'll see where they take it. The feeling, and I think we mentioned it in one of our Patreon things a couple of months ago, but Marvel in this phase seems to be very agendized. They seem to be, instead of the strengths that they had in phases 1 through 3, now in phase 5, they're kind of like, oh, and you have to hit this point, and oh, you have to bring this up, and oh, you have to do this because we're doing this kind of thing. And maybe that is a comic book staple, but it seems to slow the narratives down for me or make the narratives not work.
I'm not sure if it's the same with me or if I'm seeing the same thing. What I feel like I'm seeing is that instead of treating it like an overall narrative, it's more like Easter eggs. And,
right. Okay.
And they're not going to do something unless they are, there is an Avengers movie planned, and I'm assuming that things around Kang may center there. But like I told you in another podcast, I think they are setting up different franchises. Like I think, Fantastic Four and the Marvels will probably be in the same. I think the Hulk and Daredevil and that stuff will be in the same. And I think that, I'm just doing that by gut intuition. I have not read anything that Feige or whatever has said. I don't know.
I'm just curious. It's interesting that I was glad that there was something science fiction-y, time travel-y coming out in October, because usually October is, pretty heavy, scary stuff.
And I'm telling you, I don't think you've watched a Justin Benson, Aaron Moorhead film yet, have you?
No.
I mean, they're all, the ones I've seen are all low budget, but they have really impressed me. I told you about the Lovecraftian romance one set in Italy. And then I told you about The Endless, I think. But there's a couple I haven't seen that are on my list, like high on my list to watch.
Well, it looks interesting, and it looks like they'll bring a new perspective, which might be kind of cool.
They will, because their stuff is really trippy.
Cosmic horror. Yeah.
Right. And so, I mean, it'll work well with Loki, I think. So, we'll see. All right. Well, we have two things coming to get us. David has Loki coming on October 5th, streaming on Disney Plus. And I have a little movie called 5 Nights at Freddy about some giant terrorizing teddy bear robots coming to theaters October 27th. That is what's coming to get us. We want to know what's coming to get you. So if you will, let us know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, subscribe. And if you have any comments on what we talked about today, we would love to hear those too. And until next time, I'll be seeing you, David.
See you then.
All righty. Bye.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.